And so this year, we put in a corn box. Let me tell you what, there are now families who just come to our farm, and yes, they get food, they get kombucha, they're sipping that, they get the pork snack sticks, because we have pork sticks, jerky, and the kids just go for an hour and play in the corn box. I mean, it's the coolest thing in the world. We've got Buzz found online. He found some used these little for like 2 and 3 year olds, little that they can sit on, like a track hoe, and you can pivot this thing around and dig. And so there's Tonka trucks and there's all this stuff. I mean, this corn's about that deep, and it's about 12 feet by 12 feet, okay, covered so the rain doesn't get in, and it's just fantastic. I mean, you could use wheat, you could use it, but anyway, corn. It's just fantastic. So, and now there's a tire swing there, made a teeter-totter with horseshoe grips to hold on, out of just a log. So it doesn't look like a playground teeter-totter. It's a rustic farm. Took a big old stump, a big massive oak stump as the fulcrum, and put that in. And so now this is all a part of creating a welcoming, hospitality, inviting place. My next step, I was hoping we'd get it done this year, my next step is a composting toilet. So we get rid of the porta potties and go to, this is going to be my little earth house. And I want to incorporate all of the little earthy stuff, a living roof. I envision this as a little hobbit house, where you've got cucumbers on the roof, and you kind of go through the watermelon vines, to go in and do your business, and so there's some really cool designs I've seen in Australia, several of them, and I've been there enough now to get a really good idea of how these things work. But anyway, if you're, there is definitely. There are things you've got to think about if you're going to do events, you're going to bring people out. But I'll tell you what, when people are out there and you see them pull out their smartphones and they're snapping pictures of the animals and they're Snapchatting, they're buzzing their friends, they're saying, man, this is the greatest thing. And they've got their little kids, doing their whatever, petting the animals, that sort of thing. And by the way, we do not do a petting zoo. On purpose. And I know that they're attractive, but we don't want to stimulate that conversation of, well, this lamb is named Leroy. These lambs are to eat, we got too much Disneyfication in our culture already. We don't want to get into that. What we want is such inviting, attractive production things that kids can go in and pick up a chicken in the Millennium Feather Net at the Eggmobile. They can go in the field and sit down, and a calf will come up and lick them on the back of the head. They can go sit with the pigs, and the pigs come up and chew their shoelaces. And it's real. It's not make believe. It's not fantasy. And we're not getting into this debate about which animals are pets and which ones are to eat and all this jazz. Okay, so that's how we do. We have a gal, this isn't on here, but we have a gal who does school tours. And talk about collaboration. This grew out of, 10, 12 years ago, we had one of our interns wanted to stay. I said, well, what do you want to do? Well, I want to stay here and be here. I said, well, how are you going to earn a living? And she loved kids. She was an L.Ed major, loved kids. She said, well, you're not doing school tours. You need to be doing school. Well, yeah, we need to be doing a lot of things, but I can't, I can't be here, there, and everywhere all at once, She said, well, I'll do that. So we named it Grass Stains Tours, and they're school tours for kids. We now have, I don't have an actual count, but certainly well over 5,000 children a year come in school tours. And she did it for a couple of years, launched it. She did the curriculum, she did the marketing, she did everything. And what we did, she got 3/4 of the price, and we got 1/4 as a royalty. Okay, So that's how you create commission. You create performance-based. We didn't hire a tour guide. Okay, we simply offered a germination tray that she could build her own autonomous business on. Okay, that takes the risk off of us and makes her very hungry, because if she wants to get paid, she's got to market this thing. And we're on our third person to take that enterprise right now. Heather, she's had it now for 6 years, and she's grown it up. This year, she's going to hit 100 tours this year. We charge $200 a tour, and we get 50, and she gets 150. It takes it's a 2-hour tour, and next year we've agreed to go up to 300. We don't think that's going to affect anything. Nobody complains. To go up to 300, so she'll get 250, we'll still get to 50, and give her a pay raise. But you know, and she took it upon herself to move beyond school tours. I mean, they're called the Grassstains tours, so they're not limited. And now there are a lot of people that give them for birthday presents, anniversary gifts, just friends, different things. She does a lot of tours that are 2 to 5 people. That are just, you know, it's a family. My wife's always wanted to come. My husband's wanted, whatever. And so.
Cap on how many people can come?
No, there's no cap on the Grassstains tours. And so sometimes, if it's a school situation, there might be 100 kids. Now, normally if there's more than 100, they will divide them into 2 groups. And maybe 50 will come in the morning, 50 will come in the afternoon. I mean, it just gets to be logistically, you can't corral them, you know, they're all just running all over the place. And, yeah, and so there again, think about strategic marketing. We're not making money on the school tours. What you're looking for, every one of those kids should leave with a brochure, a $10 off first time purchase coupon. Are you with me? So you're leveraging all of these things in your marketing strategy. It's all coordinated. The next part of this, of course, is being customer friendly, reduce hurdles. The question is, how easy is it for your customers to buy from you? Okay? Think about being a customer. And we're gonna drill down on this pretty dramatically over the next 2 days. Because the thing about marketing is that it's all about the other person. Alan Nation, you sing the Toby Keith song, don't want to hear about you, want to hear about I want to talk about me, want to talk about I, right? And so marketing is all about meeting the needs and fantasies of somebody else, which means we have to put ourselves in the shoes of somebody else. And that's hard to do because we all live in our silo. We all have our perceptions, and here's what's important to me, and here's what I think. And it's really, really hard to message with your customer in view. So, simplicity. You got to have a clear price list. And this is really near and dear to me because we work with numerous farmers around, and we buy piggies from them. We buy calves. We collaborate with them, different things. And I never cease to be amazed at farmers that won't give me a price. I say, how much you want? How much you want for your calves? Well, I don't know. What do you offer? No. How much do you want? And what we found is everybody has a price, but they don't want to say it. And so one of our biggest hurdles in marketing as farmers is just be upfront about what your price is. Okay? Just say what it is. Clear price list, clear access. All right? Now, part of marketing is persuasion. You're trying to persuade somebody to come to you. So just for fun, I put down this, is your customer a 10 or a 0? I won't belabor this, but I think it's important. Here's the point of this. In persuasion, if you look at this list, 0 to 10, you're never going to move a person from 0 to 8 in a day. It's incremental. Movement is incremental, it's not spontaneous. Okay? It's not spontaneous, it's incremental. And so, as we move down this list, obviously the pool of potential customers, this list, we could put a triangle over it, okay? And the on-farm customer is at the pinnacle. There are very few people who will actually drive out to your farm and buy stuff. But they are the most loyal, informed, you know, that's the creme de la creme, okay? Part of this is about not worrying about the folks that are buying at the Sheetz gas station, okay? That's not your customer. Your customer is not down at the Sheetz gas station. So don't lose any sleep over it, okay? And what we're trying to do is reduce our hurdles so that we can move down this list and capture more and more, because the number of people, as we go down that list, the number of people in the pool per category gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So we want simplicity, clear price list access. We want a handy product transfer and payment to be able to transact business. You know, for years and years we drug our heels. Don't want to take credit cards. Don't want the hassle. Don't want to take credit cards. Man, we didn't want to create credit cards. And we kept asking Wendy, who handles our cash register, Richard, who at the time was our delivery guy, you think we're losing these sales because we don't take credit cards? And they'd say, no, no, no. And finally, one year they said, yes. Okay, we got to take credit cards. So we started taking credit cards. And it's been a pain. Teresa would like to quit, but it's been necessary. And now 70% of our transactions are credit card. Convenience, okay? Convenience. How convenient is to buy from you? How convenient is it to use your product? Again, we're back to the one-stop shop. We're back to cooking instructions, recipes, those kinds of things. Price, okay? The lower your price, the higher your market share. Higher your price, the lower your market share. Price isn't everything by any means, but it is something, all right? And you need to be aware. What this means is that you need to be careful about very, very high-priced exotics, okay? So some people, castigate us for not doing heritage breeds, okay? But heritage breeds look funny, they grow slow, and they're not very efficient, and they cost a lot. I mean, take a Mangalista pig, all right? They don't grow that big. But guess what? Our slaughterhouse is going to charge us $50 kill fee, whether that pig weighs 120 pounds or 200 pounds or 300 pounds. It's the same price. So as soon, and it's going to, and the haul fee is going to be the same, whether we're taking a big pig or a small pig. It's not going to make a difference in the diesel fuel or the time behind the steering wheel. Are you with me? And so what happens is, as you move to the exotic, and listen, I don't think it's sinful to have a Mangalista or a Kuni or any of these weird, hairy-looking weird pigs, okay? But you just have to understand that as you move toward the exotic place, you're going to reduce the number. You're going to have to increase your price to stay in business, and you're necessarily going to reduce the number of people that are in your pool, marketing pool. And sure, are there people that will pay $150 for a heritage breed red bourbon turkey? Yes, but not very many. And as I mentioned at the top of the day, one of our goals is we want to offer a credible alternative to factory fare. We want to prove to the world that there's not a single reason for a single factory farm in the world. So I would rather have, so for me, and your goals could be different, okay? I would rather have something that's 90% perfect. Let's agree for a minute that a heritage breed has a certain, whatever, traits that are better, okay? I would rather have a product that's 90% perfect that 100% of the people will buy than a product that's 100% perfect that only 5% can afford. Are you with me? Now, your goal might be different. You might want just the 5%, and that's fine, but don't come whining to me about nobody will pay my price, okay? So it's fine, I'm fine to have something exotic. Just realize that this affects marketability and it affects how it's a hurdle. It's a hurdle. Again, go back to Allen Nation, in marketing, you can only be so weird. You can be a nudist or you can be a Buddhist. But a nudist Buddhist, you're too weird, And so here we are telling people, you don't want to go to Walmart to buy your chicken. You want to come to us and buy your chicken. And you don't want one that's already breaded and cooked with a pop-up thermometer in it. You want to actually cook it yourself. And then, so that's weird enough. But then when we say not only that, you want one that's all dark meat, a razor breast, and so old that you can't quick cook it, you just become a nudist Buddhist. Okay? So, just remember that as you move up that exotic line, it's going to be tougher. Continuity, okay? How often do you have product? This is my problem with farmers markets. If that farmers market is not open year round, don't ever go to it. Because what happens off season? Think of all the inertia. Where do those people go the last farmers market? They go back to Walmart. Well, you got to try to woo them back the next spring. Okay? And so continuity. This is where season extension in gardening, with hoop houses and greenhouses and cold frames and stuff, root cellars, okay? And then for us, for what we're doing, refrigeration, freezers. This is why we've got, 4 tractor trailer freezer boxes, okay? Why? Now, does that cost us a little more in the winter when we're selling a frozen chicken? Is that a little more expensive than the fresh one we sell in the spring? We don't change the price. We drop a little bit of margin for running the freezer, but it's continuity. And we got it year round. And our customers can get it anytime they want to. And that's worth something. Because most businesses fail not because they don't have a good product or a good service. They fail because of cash flow. 90% of all business failure is cash flow. The money's going out the back end faster. The bills need to be paid before I can collect for the stuff that I'm selling, okay? That's the problem. It's cash flow. So continuity of product, continuity of access, so those customers know they can always get it, it's always there, and we've got cash flow. And finally, transparency, answering questions, feeling welcome. One of the problems with direct selling is entrepreneurs. And this was another one of Allen Nation's little phrases. He says entrepreneurs always end up hating their customers. Why? Because we're learning new stuff. We're going new, we're refining, we're tweaking, we're going new places, we're trying new recipes, new things. And every day, a new customer, we have to tell ourselves that at Stockman Grass Farmer all the time. Every year, we get, 2,000 new subscribers. And we lose subscribers. Again, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, divorce, death, disenfranchisement, and disemployment, okay? And so there's a turnover rate, okay? When you're in sales, there's a turnover rate, always. I don't care what you are. You like to think, my customers are going to be so happy, they're going to stay with me forever. They're going to put a little idol of me up in their house. No, it doesn't happen, okay? Somebody else will come in, they'll come in closer, they'll come in with a different message, they'll come in with a different package, a different price, different thing, and boom, before you know it, you've lost that customer. So I don't care what business you're in or how good you're in, you have to eat, drink, and sleep marketing, or you're going to be out of business. okay, because there is a turnover rate. And so this means that we, as direct market farmers, when the lady calls us and says, now, how can I thaw this chicken that it won't hurt me? While inside we're saying, oh, you stupid woman. Right? Right?
Yes.
We have to say, oh, it's just, we've had that problem too, and we know that it's always a little bit tricky if you haven't done it, and so you just put it in the sink, open up the bag a little bit so it can get some air in it, and let it sit for about 6 or 7 hours, and it'll probably be fine to cook after that. And we're so glad that you got the chicken. We can't wait to hear how well you liked it and the recipe that you used to cook it. And please call us back anytime for anything. Thank you so much. And you do that over and over and over and over again. Okay? But that's what it takes, because you're taking down those hurdles and you're answering their problems, and you're totally focused on where they are, not on where you are. Not on where you are, but on where they are.